Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is a wonderful day, and I want to talk about Call of Duty, and specifically my future in the Call of Duty community. For those of you who know, a little bit of down stuff here. My channel hasn't grown in about 3 years, and I don't feel Call of Duty is going to make it grow. Honestly, I don't. There's so many YouTubers out there that already are have a head full of steam, that are new, and pretty much have channels that are better run than mine. I can't do thumbnails, and there's a lot of people out there. Well, why don't you learn how to do thumbnails? I'm not artistic, man. It's just not something I am. It's got nothing to do with talent or skills. I I don't know how to draw shit, and I don't really have a creative eye when it comes to that. My mind works a little bit differently. I'm very good at adapting to scenarios in a pre-sandbox world. When I have to create stuff outside of a sandbox world, it never worked out. I first learned about this when I tried to create StarCraft maps back in the 97, 98. But yeah, that being a thing, I don't see my channel ever growing again from Call of Duty. Mainly because, one, I don't have a lot of passion for the game. Since Black Ops 1, I've been playing the game primarily as a tool to try to keep viewers. I'm good at first person shooters. I'm pretty much good at most things I try to put my mind to, other than drawing, and that's pretty much what's just been thinking. I don't make no money off. I barely make money off YouTube anymore. The money I do make off YouTube is pretty much at this point just icing on the cake. I mean, like, all my money comes from Twitch donations, and it's been that way for damn near 2 years now. I mean, like, I think last year I made $6,000 off YouTube. That's over 12 months, so I was averaging $400 or $500 a month off YouTube. So yeah, it's just not there. And like, a lot of those $400 or $500 a month was averaged out by the end months, which you make a lot more money because of Christmas ad sales and stuff like that. So, like, on average, I was making like $350 a month until the end of the year, which you kind of went up. So, like, when you see videos that get 10,000 or 20,000 views, realize I'm not making any money off of them. 86% of all my views are actually mobile views, and that happens primarily on Call of Duty content. A lot of people watch on their phone. A lot of people watch on their PlayStation. A lot of people watch on their Xbox. I don't get paid for that whatsoever. Then when the PC views I do get paid for, you have a vast majority of those that actually come into play are ad block views. So yeah, so I'm living off 60% of 14%, and yeah, it just doesn't work out. And for, like, I won't say I'll never play Call of Duty again, because I do enjoy the game in small spurts, but to try to grind for, like, nukes, or try to make my gameplay a style that people want to watch, or air quote exciting, that's not for me, dude. It's not for me at all. It caused me frustration. It caused me money. Like, I mean, I haven't broke a PlayStation 4 controller yet, but I have two PlayStation 4 controllers that the left analog stick no longer sprints, but that's actually a problem with the controller themselves. And both of those happened based off Call of Duty Ghost and this Call of Duty right here. I didn't play Advanced Warfare long enough to have a controller that would stop sprinting. But recently, you know, it seems like the Reddit kind of forgot the fact that I talked out against supply drops way back when the game first came out, when they first announced them before they put guns in them. Or I'm just so fucking small that, my opinion or word doesn't get out. So that's another thing that could possibly happen. Regardless, White Boy had a video on the Reddit talking about the supply drops, and I was watching this video, and he talked about space warfare, and I was like, I never heard. I thought the next one's supposed to be like Ghost 2 Bloodlines or something like this, and apparently, yeah, it's a thing. It's like, wow, Call of Duty Space Warfare. That was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back that makes me want to create this video right here. By the way, this gameplay you see right here, I'm playing on a Scottish host. That's why you see me more conservative. That pretty much broke the camel's back. Like, who wants space warfare? And to me, that pretty much means we've got another 2 years of boost jumping. Straight up. I mean, we have another 2 years of boost jumping. If this game is going to be space warfare and it's going to set place on planets, it's going to take place on planets far and far away, and you're going to have, people with low gravity jumping and things of that nature. It's going to suck. That's what it is. It's going to suck. I'm not even going to candy coat it. I don't like the boost jumping. And I know a lot of people do like the boost jumping. And granted, Black Ops 3, and I will give Black Ops 3 this. Black Ops 3 is one of the most complete games that came out in 2015. And it's a really good Call of Duty. It's one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. But but that has nothing to do with the boost jumping. That has a lot to do with how they implemented, things like awareness and camping tools like the Hive, and they kind of made more playstyles viable than just constantly punishing campers. And that's one thing I really liked about this year's Call of Duty. They didn't punish campers as hard as they've been doing it. Ever since Modern Warfare 3, every Call of Duty, other than Ghost, punished campers every year. So, yeah, that's a thing too. But I really enjoyed this Call of Duty, and it kind of sucks that that I've gotten bored of it. But one of this is more of a boycott than a boredom. I don't like the way supply drops are changing the game. I don't. And it's almost to the point where I'm ready to vote for my wallet. I literally am. And I happen to be in a little bit of a position of power. I have like 10 to 15,000 people that watch me for Call of Duty. And I will say this. The only way you're going to actually get things like boots on the ground, weapons that you can buy, and things of that nature is to vote with your wallet. And that's the only way you can do it. That's the only boycott that's actually going to matter. No matter how many posts that I create, no matter how many posts White Boy creates, no matter how many posts T. Martin creates, or even if Ali A speaks out against supply drops, the end result is they don't care. I have this feeling that they're kind of doing the Guitar Hero thing right now to Call of Duty. I don't know if you're aware, Guitar Hero was a series that was very prominent. Had a lot of people love the games. Hell, I love the Guitar Hero games. Guitar Hero 3 was one of my favorite games on the PlayStation 2. But they ran that series into the dirt. They figured out they could put songs that you can download on DLC for $1 a piece. And people downloaded them and they played them. And then they sent a new one out which had terrible songs. And then they added all the DLC songs right back to it for another $1 a piece. So you're essentially playing for the same song on a different platform. You might say, well, those people were stupid. It creates a system of have or have-nots. Do you want to constantly put in your old Guitar Hero game to play your favorite song when you get on? No, you'll pay the $1. It's a convenience thing, and they know it's a convenience thing. So, but instead of letting their DLC, kind of like change over, same thing with the market supply drops. The biggest problem I have with this Call of Duty is a 1-year lifespan game, and they don't have no way to make their supply drops matter in the next game. If you, at the end of the day, could cash in every item that you earn with almost back to, let's say 50% of the crypto keys that you used, and then the next game you have a big jump on the next supply drops, that would be cool. If the algorithm was out in the open and it was for everybody to see, so you knew you had 1 to 2% to get a weapon, that would be cool. If they were just transparent about more things, yeah, that would be cool. If they implemented a trading system into the game, for example, let's say I've gotten 3 pair of brass knuckles. I could take the other 2 pair of brass knuckles and trade them for other melee weapons of other people that might have got duplicates. Why not have a trading system? That would be a cool thing. Why not have a crypto key betting system in like gun game, in the party games, or maybe bring back sticks and stones? That would be cool. But they don't do that. Why? Because they know you're going to pay for the shit and they're making hundreds of millions of dollars off of it. Vote with your wallet, my friends. Vote with your wallet and say fuck no to Space Call of Duty. I'm saying fuck no to Space Call of Duty, and I live off of Call of Duty. You can too.